2/7 absolute value functions in their graphs. Okay, if you take a look here at what they're saying here, if this is, remember, absolute value is the distance from 0. Okay, it's never going to be negative. So what you end up is, no matter what your x is, your y is always going to tend to be positive. Okay, so it's going to give you a V shape. Why? Because if x is 2, your y is going to be 2. If x is -2, your y is also going to be 2. So that's what gives you the V shape. Axis of symmetry was what runs through what they call your vertex here, which is 0, 0. So in problem 1, what is the graph of the absolute value function y equals absolute value of x minus 4? How is this graph different from the graph of the parent function f of x equals absolute value of x? So remember, where is this located? Oh, it's outside what we call parentheses, or outside the absolute value. So what it's going to do, it's going to move it down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Okay, and then so if you're just graphing it, it should go up through here. It goes on that line there, and then also going this way. There. That would be my graph. How's it related? Well, it's 4 units translated down. Again, it's the same kind of things. Outside the absolute value, it's up or down. Inside the absolute value, it's left or right. And what do we know about it? It's opposite inside parentheses. I said that, we talk about that over and over again. Well, absolute value bars are kind of a little bit of parentheses. So again, what you want to do is go opposite when you're inside of it. So which of the following is the graph of y equals x plus 2 plus 3? Well, if you think about it being at 0, 0, remember our parent function, if I just sketch it, is at 0, 0 in that manner, right? That's our parent function. So if you're looking at x plus 2 plus 3, 3 is going to do what to it? Well, it's going to move it up 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's going to start up here. Which way is positive 2 going to move it? Well, you'd think move right. But remember, we're opposite in parentheses, so it's actually going to move it left. So our answer to this problem is going to be D. What is the graph of y equals 1/2 x? Well, that's going to stretch or compress it because it's multiplying outside the absolute value. So if I plug in, let's say, a couple of digits here. So if I plug in 1, it's a half, but let's make it a little bit easier. 2 would make it 1. 4 would make it 2. So 2, 1 is right there. 4, 2 is right there. So that's going to make it on that kind of line out. And then you would do it symmetrically the other way, kind of like that. So what it does is it flattens it out a little bit, I guess you would say. The general form of absolute value is y equals a absolute value of x minus h plus k, where h and k are your vertex, and your axis of symmetry is the line at x equals h. Now, notice hk and notice minus h, opposite in parentheses. You're going to hear that over and over and over and over again. So in this particular problem, our vertex then, without graphing with a vertex and axis of symmetry, our vertex is going to be, well, you'd think -2, 4, but again, opposite in parentheses, so it's 2, 4. Why? Because it's plus 4 there as well. What's your axis? Well, your axis, again, is x equals h. So in this case, h is 2, so it's x equals 2. Problem 5 is write an absolute value function. What is the equation of the absolute value function? So step 1, find your vertex. Okay, well, where is that located? That's going to be right there. So my vertex is at -1, -1, 4. Okay? So there's my -1, 4. So my h and my k are -1 and 4. So that gives me an absolute value of y equals, we don't know what a is, absolute value of x minus 1, which become x plus 1, plus 4. Remember, it's opposite in parentheses. Well, how do I go about finding a? Well, that in front of an x would remind me of a lot like slope. So if I'm looking at this point right here, where's my next point on my graph? Oh, right there. How do I get there? I go down 1, and then 1, 2, 3 left. So down 1 over 3. So my a is going to be -1/3. So y equals -1/3. absolute value of x plus 1 plus 4.